Alright, so it is August 5th, 2019, and it has officially been a year since I've had my channel up. And I started it all with this plant here. This is the white ginger lily. And I'm sure a lot of you out there who know anything about this plant can see that these ginger lilies are struggling. I've seen, read, a lot of information on how to grow white ginger lilies, and I've been trying to pinpoint what exactly this plant likes as far as it growing in containers. I did prefer, I would prefer to grow it in the ground, but like I said, I don't own my home. I'm renting my home, and I can't put these into the ground. So hopefully, maybe sometime soon, I'll go ahead and take some out to the farm and put them in the ground. But then again, it hasn't been raining too much over at the farm, and it kind of rains somewhere, the heavy rains come around January to early March. So I'd like to plant some out there maybe January next year. That's if they make it. And well, they've made it this far, so I would assume they can make it, all the way throughout the year. However, these plants are not at all near the size they should be. So these are about 1/10 maybe of what these white ginger lilies should actually be. I have, however, seen recently that these rhizomes should always be mulched every now and then, because they tend to protrude from the ground, whether the medium it's already in kind of sinks down, or the rhizome itself kind of just grows upward. And that's true, because you can see here lots of these rhizomes are protruding. You even have these rhizomes here that are kind of dried out, but for the most part all these rhizomes are protruding, and maybe mulching it to get those rhizomes covered might encourage the plant to maybe thicken out and get taller. The white ginger lilies that I've planted here in these containers have never flowered, not even close. So they would flower from the top here, but you can just tell, I mean, they grow, but you can just tell that none of them are even near flowering, just because the size, they're just too small, and the plant doesn't seem healthy enough to even want to flower. So this is pretty much an experiment at this point. I've just got to figure out what this plant likes and give it as much of that as I can to encourage it to grow out. I was expecting these pots to kind of fill out throughout this whole year, throughout the past year, but that hasn't happened. And I'm going to apply all these different tips that I've read about or seen on YouTube, and see if it does, if it does any good for it throughout this next coming year. As you can see, the pot here is totally struggling. We only have these two small ones. This one here doesn't seem too happy, but like I said, we'll go ahead and look for some remedies, see if we can encourage this plant to bounce back and get a lot healthier.